Welcome to the short tutorial on the costing master sheet of the Cake Pricing Ninja. So what I'm going to start with is just to show you how you can use this. Most of it is going to fill in by itself, but as you read in the instructions, you only want to fill in things that are in yellow. So what I've done here is I have filled in my customer's name, a short description of the kind of cake that she wants. She wants 16 servings. Her due date, all you do is click that twice, and that will come up with a little calendar, and you can click it. She's going to pay me with PayPal, and I've already put in my hourly rate, and I've already put in my mileage charge in case it's a delivery. I'm going to estimate the time that's going to take me to bake and decorate this cake, and I'm going to put 2. And she does not want delivery, so I'm just going to leave that blank. It's okay to leave a yellow spot blank, but you should check all those yellow spots and make sure there's not something that you do need to put. Now this is a short description of the cake, but if you like to, and I would, go ahead and put in this box here the specific description of the cake. So she wants a cake filled with chocolate SMBC with a drip design. She'll provide the topper. No delivery is needed. Anyway, you can write as much as you want in here, and I think that's a good idea to do that. Okay, so no topper, because she's going to provide it, and I can't think of any miscellaneous costs that I won't cover in a minute here. All right, so she wants the white almond sour cream cake, so I'm going to put right here the name of what she wants, and then this is where I'm going to find the cost of the recipe, and in another tutorial you will find out how to use that tab. But once you find out how to use that, you're going to go over here to the individual recipe costs, and I've already put in the wasp cake, and as you can see, I've put in all my numbers, and that's in another tutorial, so don't worry about that if you don't understand it. And my price comes out to $507 for one recipe. So I'm going to go back to that costing master. What did I say? 570? Okay. And I think I'm only going to need one of those recipes. Okay, and you'll see that it pops up there. Then I'm going to do chocolate SMBC. And I go over here back to my individual recipe cost. I have not put that in yet, but let's just say that was $8.20. Okay, so $8.20. And I know that recipe from my sheet where I've written it down makes about 6 cups. So I only needed one recipe of that. And that's also going to cover my filling. Let's say that she wanted some raspberry filling, like a raspberry, short little bit of a raspberry layer in there. So let's say that going into the individual recipe costs, I would have had it written here, raspberry filling. And let's say that cost $4, and I only need one of those. And if she wanted cupcakes, I would have gone through the same process. For the cupcakes, do I need the wasp recipe, whatever recipe I need, the cost of it here. If I'm going to make one batch of that and make 2 dozen cupcakes, I would put 1 because it's only 1. But if I'm going to make 5 dozen cupcakes, I would put maybe 3 because I would need 3 recipes in here. So once these are all filled out, and you put everything in there that you need. Other treats is here for things that you might make, like cookies or chocolate dipped strawberries, something else like that. So you can put those kinds of things in here. Again, anytime you're looking for a cost of a recipe for these boxes, you're going to go back to this individual recipe cost. Now, let's say this is a big job, and there's lots of cakes and lots of cupcakes and different flavors. So you have these 3 rows. You have 3 choices of cakes, cupcakes, and other treats. Now, as you can see, the cake and the cupcakes are exactly the same. So let's say you don't have any cupcakes, but you have a lot more cakes. Go ahead and use the cupcakes section for your cakes. Now, I know that this is a 6-inch cake, and I'm going to need a cake board, so I'm going to put 1 right here. And I know those cost me 58 cents because I've already put it in here. So that goes, and am I going to need a cake drum or any dowels? I don't think so. No, I don't think I need any of that other stuff. So before I go on to the rest of this, let me tell you how I know that this is 58 cents. Did you see how it popped up on its own? Let's take that away. So if I put a 1 there, and I just enter, 58 cents pops up. Because I have put in what the cost of those were. I paid $6.99, and I put that in there. That's why it's a yellow square, because I put that in there, and you're going to need to do that too. When you buy cake boards, put in the price, how many you get. Then it will calculate how much each one costs. It's white here, so you do not need to do anything here. It will calculate on its own. And do that for everything. So let's say you bought some 13 by 9s. They cost you $4, and you got 5. And so those ended up being 80 cents a piece. Now, as you see my mouse moving around, you can see that these little things pop up. Those are just little helpers for you to make things clearer. Okay, so everything that has a little black triangle here has something on it that's going to pop up, and which is going to help you. So I have put what I buy. You probably buy them for a different price. You can use these links to purchase yours through Amazon, or just to see what I'm talking about. There's a picture of it there. But if you buy something, maybe you got a great deal and this was a different price, or same price but you got more, go ahead and change these numbers because you want to know exactly what your costs were. I put the SPS tier system support in there. They're all different sizes and shapes, so I didn't put anything in there, and I don't use them too often, but in case you do, they're there. If you want to add your own things that you're using here, you certainly can. You just pop it up right there with a click, put the name of it, put how much you paid for it, how many there were, and then the rest will pop up. And then later on, when you say, okay, well, I need 2 of those, then some number is going to pop up here because you've just added it. Okay? So this is something you're going to be doing down here in the individual recipe costs as well. But each cake is a little different for these things. So anyway, for this cake, I need that 1 round cake board. Now maybe I need 2 because I'm going to use one for carrying and flipping and flopping. So okay, so that number's there. Now I don't have to do anything in terms of putting it anywhere. You can see here that all these numbers populated on their own. My cake was $5.70, my frosting, no fondant, what the filling cost, no treats, there was no topper, how much those supports cost, which I just was talking about, what it costs me in labor to make it. An overhead is one that will calculate on its own. I put a 5% overhead cost for you in there. That covers things like wear and tear on your pans, propane or gas or electricity for your stove, your water bill, your electric bill, what it takes to run that freezer and refrigerator. So I took 5% of that total and added it on as a cost to you. So now over here, all with that little bit that you've put in, it tells you right here what it cost you to make that entire cake, right? Okay, so let's say you want to make a 30% profit margin. That would be $27. So you would quote them $89 or $5.55 a serving. And then you can see if you want to make a 40% profit, what your ideal quote would be, and what your per serving would be, and so on. But let's say, you're just not really sure you want to go exactly 89, 30%. You're thinking that for whatever reason, 89 is not enough, or it's too much. So you can put any number in here. So let's say you put, you think you want to charge 55. Okay, so if you look down here, if you charge 55, You're losing $7 in profit, which is a 12.9% profit loss. You're not making any money. You made what you paid and what you paid yourself in labor, yeah, but you're not making any profit. And that's only $3.44 a slice. Okay, so that doesn't sound so great to you. So let's make it $69 and see what happens. All right, now you made $7 in profit, which was a 10% profit margin, not very much, and it's $4.31 a slice. So this is just a super cool little tool here that you will use all the time, and you're going to have a really good reason to quote what you quote, and you're not going to feel bad about it anymore and no more apologizing for your quotes. So I love this little tool right here. This is the whole crux of this whole spreadsheet, is this little guy right here. So that's how you come up with your price for that particular cake. Now what you should have done in the beginning, and I wrote that down on the instructions here, you should have made a duplicate, and when it duplicates, it's going to ask you what to name it, and let's say that we name it Smith or Wasp 6-inch, because if you're going to make another one exactly like this, you could just go to that one again and not have to cost it again. But you can do it the way you like. I do it by name because it seems like every cake is a little bit different. So I do it by name, and that way I know if I ever want to go back, oh, Sandy Smith made a cake just like that for her, so let's check what hers was. Or if you just want to track how you're doing. Okay, so that is pretty simple. In terms of the costing master, this is kind of the workhorse of this whole spreadsheet, and it covers just everything that you might need. And if there's something in here, down here, that I haven't included, you'll have lots of space to add it down here. So thank you for watching this costing master tutorial, and I will see you in the individual recipe costs tutorial in a moment. Thank you. Bye-bye.